As a freelance film and TV editor, unemployment is just part of the gig. It's not a sign that something went wrong, it's just the reality of this career. Work ends and sometimes the next thing takes a while to come. Look, I've gone months without a job, more than once. And early in my career, I learned something that changed how I handled those stretches completely. Because the thing most editors do during slow seasons, I did it too. And it just doesn't work. I'll tell you what I mean in a minute. When things slow down, most of us just wait. We wait to feel ready or for confidence to show up. We wait for the market to improve or for the perfect moment to reach out, update our reel, or make a move. And we tell ourselves, once I feel motivated again, I'll get back to it. But here's the problem with that thinking. Motivation is reactive. It responds to results. It shows up when things are going well, when you get a reply, when you land a meeting, when work comes in. But during slow seasons, there are no results to react to, so motivation just disappears. And when you rely on it, your progress becomes inconsistent, emotional. One good day, then 2 weeks of nothing. Sound familiar? Now here's the truth about motivation that nobody really talks about. It comes and goes. And that's not a character flaw, there's nothing wrong with us. That's just how it works. Some days you'll have it, but most days you won't. And the people who struggle most during slow seasons are the ones who treat motivation like a requirement. Like they need to feel a certain way before they're allowed to take action. But here's what I've learned after over 20 years of working as a freelance editor. The people who keep moving forward during slow periods are not more motivated than everyone else. They're not more disciplined either. They just have something to follow when motivation isn't quite there. And if your career only moves when you feel inspired, it's gonna move very slowly. Early in my freelancing career, I went through a really slow stretch. No work coming in, uncertainty everywhere, and I was doing what most editors do, trying to pump myself up and stay motivated. And it worked for a little while, but the longer the slow season went on, the harder it got. The motivation started to drain. I'd have a good day, then do nothing for a week. And then I made it worse. I started building this massive to-do list of everything I needed to catch up on, all the outreach I hadn't done, all the events I'd missed, all the things I should have been doing. And that list became so overwhelming that instead of motivating me, it completely paralyzed me. I was doing nothing. I remember one day the pressure just got to me. I felt it not only physically but also mentally, completely drained from overthinking, anxious, and honestly a little depressed. That's when I realized that trying to motivate myself wasn't the answer. I needed something I could follow regardless of how I felt. So I built a simple weekly system, and it changed everything. That system is what has kept my career moving all these years, through slow seasons, industry changes, and everything in between. Now before I tell you what that system looks like, I want to clear something up. When I say system, I don't mean overhauling your entire life. That's not what this is. What I'm talking about is something simple, something sustainable, something you can actually stick to even on the days when you feel like doing absolutely nothing. Because if it's complicated, you most likely won't do it. And if you won't do it, it doesn't matter how good it is. Alright, so what actually worked? Well, I stopped trying to feel motivated and built a simple weekly routine instead. Something I could follow regardless of how I felt on any given day. And here's the core of it. I stopped asking myself, do I feel like doing this today? And started asking, what is the one thing I can do this week? Just one. Something spawn specific. For some people, that might be sending one outreach email. For others, it's checking in with a colleague they haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe it's updating one section of the resume or spending 20 minutes engaging in their community. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be intentional, because one intentional action gets you moving again. And once you're moving, the next thing gets easier, and then the next. That's how momentum builds. Not from motivation, but from small repeatable actions done consistently. Now, the full system, how to structure your week, what actions to prioritize, how to track your progress, and how to stay consistent over months, not just days, that's exactly what I'm teaching in the HEM Playbook, a live workshop I'm doing this month. The link is in the description if you want to learn more. Here's what I want you to understand about all of this. Slow seasons are part of this career. They always have been and they always will be. The people who build lasting careers aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who figured out how to keep moving even when things feel hard, even when there's no work or when motivation is nowhere to be found. And the difference between someone who comes out of a slow season stronger and one who looks up 6 months later wondering where the time went is usually not talent. It's not even connections. It's whether they had something to follow when motivation ran out. That's what a system gives you. So don't wait to feel motivated. Build something you can follow even when motivation isn't there. That's how careers survive slow seasons, and that's how they grow. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. Your support really helps this channel grow and make it the ultimate learning resource for the post-production community around the world. And if you're serious about building a long-lasting career in this industry, well, the next video is right up there.